Breaking procrastination is very difficult for many artists because we are so full of ideas, obligations, and it sometimes feels suffocating having so much ideas, having such a strong desire. But living in a day and age where it's difficult to create, we often get lost and not find our way. It's very easy to doom scroll, it's very easy to actually not create. But we see many artists as well that are successful and that have fruitful careers. But we look at ourselves and compare ourselves to these artists. So I created a book, or I should say, I'm creating an ebook. It's called the Break the Block. Basically, I want to help artists break procrastination, love their work, and finish their projects because I was in the same place as many of you where I started a project and I never finished it, or I started a project and I kept building up many failed attempts of projects. Um, you need to understand that you gotta love what you do as an artist. You have to stop comparing yourself to other artists. You have to be successful on your own right. You have to make success on your own right. What I mean by that is that you need to love the work. And if creating makes you happy, you are already successful. That's what matters at the end of the day because we create art because that's what we want to do. And it's a self-expression. It's a sort of way to see the world, to articulate our thoughts and ideas. Um, these are all sorts of the things that I talk about in my ebook. Like today, I'm still writing it, and so because every day I'm going to be posting videos about it, but um, I am on chapter 3 right now about creative identity. I'll just talk about this chapter and then I'll talk about the ebook a bit more in summary, and then this video is going to end. But yeah, this chapter specifically, chapter 3, talks about creative identity. And it goes about how I struggled knowing what to do in art because I wanted to be all sorts of artists, writer, director, animator, but I had to come down to find what I wanted to do. So I experimented in a lot of different mediums as an artist. And what I came down to understand to finding your perfect, I should say, niche is that you gotta really experiment. But most of the times it comes naturally. You will sort of gravitate towards something more than other things. So it's really key to try out different types of mediums. The second thing I talk about in this chapter is you gotta do it for the love of the game. You gotta do it because you like creating, because that will set you apart from other multiple artists. You're going to be hard to compete with because you just do it because you like it. You don't do it for money, you don't do it for fame, you know. Um, and also, if you are doing it to sort of help the world in any other place, that also helps you keep on going creating. There's certain days that we don't feel like creating, and that's fine. But if we do not understand the reason why we create or the why, we will not get far in this field of creating. So the way I find sort of the way I reflect on myself as an artist is by journaling. And by journaling, you really understand your psyche, psychologically. You understand your reasons of doing stuff. And so I also realized that many artists journal as well. It's not like you have to journal like complete paragraphs. It's just, just understanding who you are, what you've done, what you've watched, just documenting that sort of stuff. Because as an artist, I believe all of us as an artist, doesn't matter what you are, writer, director, whatever, we are like observers. We see stuff more clearly because we're actively looking at the world, looking at things, seeing how people react to us, interactions. That's how what artists do. We see stuff and we pay attention to stuff, whether we realize it or not. That's not to say for someone that's not an artist and they are not seeing stuff, that means that they're a bad person. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that artists tend to see stuff. And that is what makes us different than other people. So fundamentally, us as artists, we see stuff, and seeing stuff and documenting things will help you understand more of what you actually want to create, and in return of seeing stuff more actively and paying attention and documenting it, like you have two sources of seeing stuff from the real world and your documentation. That will also in turn help you create stuff and come up with ideas. Most stories come from people's experience, people's influences, what they like. So it's very important to journal. You will realize all this stuff more clearly. The more you do it, the more better of an artist you become. Yeah, but there's many ways to become an artist. There's no one right way. And being an artist is so broad. But these are things that I'm realizing, and that's why I'm writing this ebook. So, if you want to buy this ebook, you can join my waitlist. I'm currently writing this ebook. I try to post a video about it every day on a chapter that I'm writing, but it's currently on the waitlist, and you can join. So once you subscribe to the waitlist, when it's ready, you will be notified about it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a good day. Bye.